So some of this is new for the new employees, revisiting for the old employees. What we do, we have a quarterly scorecard review. Some might say it's a performance review, but it's a scorecard on your performance you work with your managers on. It's due every quarter. We've since realigned the dates a little bit, so they're going to be due March 31st. So just understand March 31st, there's a scorecard. Work with your manager. You've got to do it on yourself. Provide it to your manager, who then sends it up to HR, and then HR documents it away. But I want to make sure everybody, the new employees, understand there's two key sections on here. And some of this is what Jay said. When we talk about narrowing your focus, these scorecards is designed to help you do that. There's two sections. The first section are understanding your 90-day goals. We want everybody to have 3 or up to 3 narrowly focused goals every quarter that they get reset. The goal is that I can walk to any one of you, say, what are your top 3 goals this quarter? You can say, this is what they are. We want these goals to be SMART goals. SMART are specific and measurable, they're attainable, they're realistically high, they're time-bound goals. I want to give you an example. I'll tell you what my goals are this quarter. You guys can hold me accountable. And I know DT, my boss, will hold me accountable. Removing all wet signatures. A lot of you guys work with disclosures. We have some wet signed. At the end of this quarter, we're going to have no wet signed disclosure documents. It's one of my goals. Is it measurable? Time bound? Yes. Day one certainty. You guys have heard about day one certainty. May not exactly know what it is. So if you do know what it is, we'll have it at the end of this quarter. That thing will be rolled out as well. The last one, everybody completing their scorecards. One of the reasons I'm up here is because that's one of my 90-day goals, is to make sure that everybody in this quarter completes their scorecard. That's holding me accountable. Those are my top 3 goals. Do I have other things I do? Yes. Do I hold these things up? Like literally every day I write in my book my 3 goals because I want to make sure I'm narrowing my focus. These are my 3 goals. At the end of that quarter, you accomplish those goals, guaranteed you're going to feel good about yourself. That will raise your confidence level, your happiness level by obtaining these goals on there. So we want you're going to see on the scorecard, you write down those 3 goals. How did you do on it? The second part are core values. For those that don't know, our core value here is an acronym called HEART. And HEART is, the first H is, we have HEART, which is we believe in relationships here at VIP drives the strength of us. Jay talks about that all the time. It's about the relationships. That's HEART. E is effective urgency. We want effective urgency in everything we do. We jump on things fast. We show urgency. A is absolute respect for each other. Sometimes we have this open floor plan. It's to help give that absolute respect on there. Our rewarding performance. Rewarding performance isn't necessarily related to pay. That is related to self-development, coaching, showing we're going to help you move around. When you see the movement around here, that's what it's about. And then finally, T is total integrity. To have total integrity on your job is to be authentic. We believe in authentic people, being true to yourself, but being true to others. So that's our core values. And we want to, every quarter, kind of rate ourselves. How are we doing on those core values? But that relates me to the big change. So new employees, those are the 2 things. Know your top 3 goals. How are you doing on our core value of HEART? But in the performance or the scorecards, we've changed the core values. Before, it was I'll call it a subjective review. How are you doing with effective urgency? Are you jumping on things? That's kind of that rating on there. Subjective is designed to be a conversation with your direct supervisor on these things. We're switching to I'll call it objective assessment of these things. We're going to provide 6 concrete actions for which we want you to pick 2. You're going to see these. I'm going to give you an example here today. I'm not going to go through all 6. But you're going to get 6 things, actions, that relate to our core values. and we'd like you to pick 2 and say, I'm going to do these 2 this quarter, and then I'm going to rate myself on there, and it's black and white. For example, one of the 6 is called giving back to the community. Everyone relates to heart, or one of those core values. Giving back to the community relates to building relationships. It's heart. That's what we do. And you say, yep, that's the one I want to work on. Well, what am I going to do? It says, well, giving back to the community. Remember, we give you guys, we have 16 hours a year of PTO you get for volunteering during business hours. And so it says, look, if you, during that quarter, it'll say, look, if you gave 8 hours of your time, or the company's time, and you volunteered, that's a top score. That shows that you've demonstrated core values. It'll say if you gave 4 hours, that's like down a little bit, that's like a score of a 3 on there. So that's really the only 2 options. You say, I'm going to do this one, I'm either going to volunteer 8 hours, or I'm going to volunteer 4 hours, and then that goes into there. And it's kind of like, I like to say when you go to, people have been to Zupas, and you pick 2. So that's what this is. You pick 2, here's this long list. We may rotate quarterly different types of core values, things that we want. I will give you one other one that's on there. Get trained. This is a big training quarter right now. Everybody has to take compliance training. So you say, look, I want to get trained. Get trained has to do with actually rewarding performance, which is self-development of yourself. And you say, yep, that's what I'm going to do. It says if you take 3 training classes this quarter, you get the top score of a 5. If you take 1 or 2, which everybody is going to take 1, because your compliance training is due
March 1st.
March 1st. A little extra cell there for you. Right on there. That's a score of a 3. So that's kind of how this thing is going to work. It's going to be very objective. We're trying it out. We'd love your feedback on there. Tara and HR is going to send this new thing out. She's going to post it probably next week. Little explanations on there. So we love your feedback. We're continuously improving. Bear with us, give us your feedback, but you should keep seeing these changes coming forward.